Hello and welcome. Okay. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a wrap up of all the books that I read in February. So I read 8 books this month, but the thing is that a lot of these books I don't have on me at the moment because I either lent them out to people or people lent them to me. So yeah, I don't have a lot of them here physically with me, but I did read all of them. And it was a pretty good reading month this month. The first book I read in February was Onyx Storm. So I read this in January, but it went into February, so I finished this in Feb. This is the 3rd book in the Empyrean series, the Fourth Wing series, and I'm sure everybody knows what Fourth Wing's about, but in case you do not, it basically follows Violet, and she is meant to go into these scribes who are really like, you know, the book people. They write down the history of everything, but she ends up getting put into the riders quadrant where they want to ride dragons and everything like that. It's like this whole war college thing. And yeah, the dragons are so cute and fun, and they have their own personalities and they can like speak to their riders, which I did not know. Going to Fourth Wing, I thought the dragons were silent, but no, they speak, which makes it better. And yeah, so this is the 3rd book in that series, and I love Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing is my favorite book. I mentioned this in my previous video, but yeah, Fourth Wing is my favorite book. But this was the 3rd book in the series, and I gave this 4 stars, 4.5, somewhere around there. It was not a 5-star, but I feel like that might be partially on me because I'm not a big fantasy reader. This is kind of like the only fantasy series really that I've read. I mean, I read, what was that series called? The 𝓫 𝓪𝓬𝓵 series, Shadow and Bone. I read that series a while ago. That is like the extent of my fantasy, okay? And now Fourth Wing. So I was like a little bit confused in this book. I got a little bit lost at stages and I didn't know what was going on. So I feel like when the whole series is out and I do like a whole reread of everything, this is going to be a 5-star series because Fourth Wing is a 5-star. And I feel like this will be a 5-star when I do actually read it again and like understand everything that's happening. But upon first read, I was a little bit confused, so that kind of took me out of the story a little bit, but I still loved it. I still cried, and it was a great experience, and I'm literally putting everybody onto this book because I love this series, and I will tell everybody about it. So yes, Onyx Storm was my first read of the month, and I gave this a 4.5. Great start to the month. And then after Onyx Storm, I wanted to go into something a little bit more casual and fun, so I picked up Flawless by Elsie Silver. So this is the 1st book in the Chestnut Spring series, and it follows Rhett Eaton and Summer, I forgot what her surname is, and basically Rhett is a professional bull rider and Summer is his agent's daughter. So basically Rhett is getting into a bit of a trouble with the media. He's, you know, been caught saying some things like about his sponsors and stuff like that. So Summer is sent to basically babysit him and look after him and make sure he doesn't get in any more trouble with the media. And it's like a little love story, and I have never really read, I don't think, a cowboy romance before, and I ate this up. I love this. I love the setting of the whole thing, so definitely gonna be reading the whole series. I gave this, I think, a 3 stars, but I'm probably gonna bump it up to like a 3.5. Yeah, it was really good. I love it. It's not gonna be my favorite in the series because you'll find out in a second, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Then I went on to Heartless by Elsie Silver, which is the 2nd book in the Chestnut Springs series. So this one follows Cade Eaton, who is everything to me, and Willa. So basically Willa is the best friend of the girl in the 1st book, and Cade is the brother of the first guy in the 1st book. And Cade is a grumpy single dad, and it is so good because Willa is like this energetic, so it's definitely like grumpy sunshine, and it's like she's like moves in to be his babysitter for his kid. And let me tell you, this makes me want to read more single dad romances because the way I loved watching like Willa fall in love with the kid and then like Cade fall more in love with Willa because of like the connection with the kid, it was everything to me. I loved it so much. So yeah, if you have any single dad romances, drop them below because I need to read more, especially if they give you the same vibes that Heartless gave, because that was so good. I gave this book 4 stars. Yeah, I feel like 4 stars is probably good because, I don't know, maybe we're gonna find like an even better one in the series, but I really enjoyed this one. And I will definitely be continuing the Chestnut Springs series. I need to read, I think Powerless is the next one. So I'll probably be reading that in March. But yeah, highly enjoyed these two. The next book I read in February was Lights Out by 𝓫𝓫 Allen. I think that's how you say the name. So this is a stalker romance, but like a dark rom-com. Yeah, it was surprisingly like cute and funny. I thought it was gonna be darker, but it was like, don't get me wrong, there are dark topics in this, and definitely check your trigger warnings before you read it, but for a dark romance, this was so cute and like somehow wholesome. Josh might be one of my favorite book boyfriends. He was so sweet. He was obsessed with her, but in like a, he wanted to do everything for her, not like a creepy. Well, to each their own, but I loved it. Listen, would I like it in real life? No. In a book, however, I eat it up. And this was so good. I gave this 4 stars, well, like 3.75, but I'd lean towards a 4-star. My rating scale is like, but yes, a 4 stars for Lights Out. I will definitely be reading, I think the next one's gonna be Caught Up. We'll definitely be reading that, but I feel like I'm not gonna enjoy it as much as Lights Out because I just love this book. If you have similar like funny books like this but are also dark romance, let me know because I love this book. So yeah, basically Josh is a like masked man online, like he like films all the thirst traps and stuff like that, and then the girl in this book like watches it and is like a fan of it, and then he gets interested in her and starts to, you know, stalk her a little bit. But it's like cute and it's fun and, you know, it's great. Like, okay, it sounds bad when I explain it out loud, but it is so good, I promise you. Yeah, and Josh is like the biggest sweetie pie. Like, he really is. But yeah, if you want to like dip your toe into dark romance, I highly recommend this book, but check your trigger warnings. And yeah, it is more of like a funny, yeah, like a funny dark romance. So I'd say this is probably like a good start if you want to like see what it's about. But yeah, highly enjoyed Lights Out. The next book that I read in February was God of Ruin by Irina Kent. So we were continuing on this dark romance journey. This is the 4th book in the Legacy of Gods series. So this one is Landon and Mia. If you haven't read Legacy of Gods, basically there's 2 like rival colleges, I'd say. Landon is in the one, and then Mia is the sister of one of the guys in the other college. They basically have like these clubs within the college, like the Heathens is the American one, and then the Elites is like the British one. Yeah, so Landon leads the Elites, and Nikolai, who is Mia's brother, is in the Heathens. I feel like that was really complicated, but yeah. So this was the 4th book, and I think this might be my 2nd favorite so far in the whole series. And I will say that is because I had very low expectations going into it. I, unpopular opinion, hated Lan in every other book except this one. I was not excited for this book. I did not want to read it. I was like, I'm gonna hate every second of this. I ate this book up. I loved it so much. Mia is so cute. She is mute, but you find out why like later in the story. And yeah, her and Landon, like their relationship, like he really was so obsessed with her and I loved it. And I also think because I went in with such low expectations, I had so much fun with it because I wasn't expecting a lot from it, and it really exceeded it. Like, it was great. I had such a fun time. I gave this book 4 stars. So yeah, this is my favorite after God of Malice. Now I just need to read God of Fury and God of War, and I'm really excited for God of Fury. But yeah, but I'm really upset because they took it off Kindle Unlimited. I was reading this whole series on Kindle Unlimited, and as I went to read God of Fury, they took it off. So I don't know what that's about, but yeah, so now I need to go buy God of Fury. But yeah, it's okay, I'll be fine. But yes, I really enjoyed God of Ruin. This was fun. I loved Mia, and I liked Lan in this, surprisingly. I think he got better for me in this book. Like, he started to try being better, and I liked that. The next book that I read in February was Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. So this is her like most adult book that she's written so far. This follows a diver and a swimmer, and it's like a college romance, and it kind of more starts as like a friends with benefits thing turning into love. Listen, this is probably my least favorite Ali Hazelwood book. That being said, it was still good. I gave it, I think, 3.5 stars. I love Ali Hazelwood, and I've said this, I will read anything this woman writes. I love it so much. But this one, I feel like there's just maybe a little bit too much focus on like the ex in this book, and I feel like that is a popular complaint that I've seen a lot with this. And also, like, I don't know, there was just something that I didn't really love about it as much. I feel like maybe it was the girl, like she felt like a side character, like she was the main character, but it felt like she was a side character, and like, just, you know what I mean? Like I was like, you should be a main character, it's your love story. So yes, I felt like she was giving side character energy in her own book, which was really upsetting to me, but I still did really enjoy it. And I mean, I love Ellie Hazelwood. If you are going to read her though, I recommend you start with The Love Hypothesis and then her other books, because I love that Love Hypothesis. That made me like get into Ellie Hazelwood books, so I always recommend people to start there, because then I feel like you'll enjoy her other books more. Maybe that's just me, but yeah, I like this one. I didn't love it, but Adam and Olive do make appearances in this, which was really cute to see. So yeah, I enjoyed that part about it. But yeah, I'm excited to see what else she comes up with, and I will continue to be reading everything that she writes. So yeah, that is Deepened by Ellie Hazelwood, 3.5 stars. Yeah. The next book that I read in February was Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Moss. So this is like a, is it called like a retelling, like a Greek mythology, but she is Hercules? Yeah, that's the premise. And then she is like, goes into these trials, and then, is it Achilles and Patroclus? I don't know how to say their names, I'm sorry. They are like her mentors. Yeah, this book was kind of like a fever dream, I'm not gonna lie to you. I gave this book 3 stars. It was okay, I'll probably read the next one. But honestly, most of the time I was confused. Maybe that's because I don't know Greek mythology, so this was like a unique experience for me. But I was so confused the whole book. And also, I just feel like the book was more time skips than it was actual plot. Like every 5 seconds she was like, and the days went on, and the days went on. And I was like, are we ever gonna actually experience a day? Because I just feel like this is just time skips. And then the whole ending happened, and that one just came out of nowhere. Like I was confused. So yeah, this book was so confusing, and also like the character, I didn't know if I loved her or I got annoyed with her. I feel like I was mostly annoyed with her, because a lot of the time I was like, I know you're going through a lot, but like, I don't know what you're trying to be. I don't know if you're trying to be a strong female main character. I don't know if this is like not a strong female main character, like you just want to go home. I don't know what's happening, and I was confused. That was honestly my summary, is I was confused. But I will be reading the next one because I am intrigued by it. I'll give it that. I'm definitely intrigued, and maybe if you understand Greek mythology, this will probably be better. And if you like fantasy more and you understand like that stuff, maybe you'll like it a lot more. But yeah, I was kind of confused the whole time, but maybe that's on me. So yeah, 3 stars. It was good. It was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining. I'll give it that. It was entertaining, but I was confused. Okay, so that was Blood of Hercules. The final book I read in February was Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This was surprisingly very good. I have mixed feelings about Icebreaker. I liked it, but I found the main girl, Anastasia, I don't know how you say her name, Stassi. I found her a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I thought she was a little bit mean. And yeah, I liked Nate, but also he was very like, you know when they're almost like perfect, but it's like they're so perfect that you're like, do you know what, I feel like I'm being confusing. I like a perfect man in a book, but sometimes they feel like book characters to me and not like real people, obviously. But I don't know if anyone understands what I'm saying, but yeah, basically it's like they just didn't give me the vibes that I wanted to feel from a romance book. But Wildfire gave me everything. I loved the main girl. She was so cute. I think her name's Aurora. I loved her. She was so cute. She was so funny. And then Russ was just the biggest sweetie pie ever. And he was perfect, but he was perfect in a way that was like, you are so cute, and like, just, you just want to pinch their cheeks. Like and he was like obsessed with her, and I just loved it so much. And it was so good. And like I loved it, Aurora. Like she really made this book. Russ is really cute too, but like their whole relationship was so cute, and I was literally rooting for them the entire time. And I feel like I should probably tell you what this is about, shouldn't I? Basically, in Wildfire, they are camp counselors. So Aurora and Russ, they meet at a party, and then 2 weeks later, they're camp counselors at the same camp, where there is a no like fraternization, there is a no getting together with other camp counselors rule. And they're basically, yeah, this whole thing is like set in a camp, and it's so cute. And I just loved it. I had such a great time with it. I missed them every day, and I feel like this made me want to read the rest of the series because I love them. I thought I would not like the rest of the series, but this book changed my mind, and all the side characters were so good in this book. It was beautiful. I really loved it, and I hope Xander comes back in the next couple books because he was actually so funny and such a good side character. And yeah, I really love this. I feel like the group dynamic for me was really like, maybe because I'm getting to know like second book in, but I feel like I just understood the group dynamic more in this one, and Henry like being there for Russ was just really cute, and I really loved it. So maybe I will be giving this series more of a chance. So that is all the books that I read in February. Tell me what books that you read and what you would recommend if you had a good reading month, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!